Who is Sauron? In the heart of Tolkien's legendarium lies a name that casts a shadow across ages. Sauron the Dark Lord, the Lord of the Rings. But who was he really? A monstrous tyrant born evil? Or something far more complex? A spirit of great power, once noble, who fell into darkness? Sauron's story begins long before Middle-earth knew his name. He was not born in shadow, but in light. His true name was Mairon, meaning the admirable. A Maya, an immortal spirit of great skill. He served the Valar Aule, master of craft and creation. Mairon loved order, structure, and perfection. But that love became his undoing. In Melkor, the first Dark Lord, he saw a will strong enough to enforce order on the world. And so, he betrayed the Valar, becoming Melkor's chief lieutenant. As Morgoth's second-in-command, Sauron commanded vast armies from the fortress of Angband. He became known as Gorthor, the dread abomination. He bred orcs, ruled werewolves, and wielded sorcery and shape-shifting with terrifying mastery. In tales, such as the Lay of Lithien, he captured the elf lord Finrod and duelled him in a battle of songs of power. Yet Sauron was defeated, humiliated, by the courage of Luthien and the Hound Huan. This was the first of many downfalls, but never the last. After Morgoth's defeat, Sauron disappeared only to resurface centuries later. He presented himself under a new name, Anatar, the Lord of Gifts. To the elves of Eregion, he seemed fair, wise, even benevolent. Celebrimbor and the smiths welcomed his counsel. But it was all deception. In secret, he forged a master weapon, the One Ring, to dominate all others. Upon it, he inscribed in the Black Speech, "One ring to rule them all, one ring to find them, one ring to bring them all, and in the darkness bind them." With this ring, Sauron nearly conquered all of Middle-earth. But Sauron's ambition reached farther still. When the mighty kingdom of Númenor threatened him, he did not fight them with armies. Instead, he allowed himself to be taken as a prisoner. There, with honeyed words, he rose from captive to royal advisor. Soon he turned Númenor's people to the worship of Morgoth, building great temples and demanding human sacrifice. At last, he persuaded King Ar-Pharazôn to wage war against the Valar themselves. The result was cataclysmic. Númenor sank beneath the sea, swallowed by divine wrath. Sauron's body was destroyed, but his spirit endured. His mask was gone. He would be only shadow and fire. From Mordor he rose again, wielding the One Ring openly. He battled elves and men in the War of the Last Alliance. On the slopes of Mount Doom, Sauron himself fought King Gil-galad and Elendil, slaying both. Yet, in the struggle, Isildur, son of Elendil, struck the ring from his hand. Without it, Sauron's body was destroyed, and he passed into shadow once more. But the ring was not unmade, and so neither was he. Centuries passed. In the Third Age, Sauron returned in secret, cloaked as the necromancer of Dol Guldur. There, his power stirred evil things once more, orcs, trolls, and dragons. When the White Council, led by Gandalf, struck Dol Guldur, Sauron feigned retreat, only to return to Mordor stronger than ever. He rebuilt Barad-dûr and gathered vast armies. His symbol, the lidless eye, came to embody terror itself. He sent forth the Nazgûl, his ring-wraiths, and plotted to recover the One Ring at all costs, and then the ring was found. In the hands of a hobbit, in the War of the Ring, Sauron unleashed his greatest might. The skies darkened, Mordor's armies swelled, and the free people stood on the brink of annihilation. Yet his power was tied to a single object, the ring. When Frodo Baggins carried it into Mordor, it was Gollum, the ring's tormented servant, who sealed the Dark Lord's fate. In a final struggle, the ring fell into the fires of Mount Doom. With its unmaking, Sauron's spirit was broken, cast into nothing more than a shadow without form. His dominion ended forever. Sauron was more than a villain. He was a being of immense power, a master craftsman who sought order and perfection, only to become enslaved by his own lust for control. From Mehron the admirable to Sauron the abhorred, his fall is one of Tolkien's most tragic tales, a warning that even the greatest virtues can, when twisted, become the seeds of ruin. His shadow has passed, yet his story endures, as the tale of the One Ring and the Dark Lord who forged it.